Hello, friends, welcome back. And in the previous chapter, we understood the importance of making a script. How do you make a very impressive script? And in this lecture, we will understand the importance of etiquettes and enhancing your presentation skills in order to record your world class, very good, effective CV. So let's go to the classroom to understand more. So I think when you are talking about etiquettes and presentation skills, the whole emphasis in this lecture would be to generate 3 to 4 minutes video CV about yourself. And the whole objective of making a video CV is to basically find a job for you to impress the hiring managers, the chief executive of the intended company where you want to get hired. So, with that thing in mind, you need to connect early with the audience. So when I say connect early, because the other side would be watching so many video CVs and probably reading so many paper CVs and also meeting the candidates on daily basis, many of them. So you don't want to get into me too. So when they play your video CV, you should be able to catch their attention within first 10 to 15 seconds or maximum 20 seconds. So you have to make a punchline after introduction. You have to draw their attention towards yourself, their attention towards yourself. So you have to make sure that you speak the punchline, which is very, very important. And since we're talking about 3 to 4 minutes of video CV, make sure that in your script you have created those punchlines which will space out after every 50 to 60 seconds. So starting from first punchline soon after introduction, which will draw the attention of the audience towards you. And this is what the meaning of connect early. So whenever you play whenever somebody plays your video CV, they should be able to immediately connect with you in first 10 to 15 seconds. It's very, very important, friends, to bring that attention as soon as you start rather than leaving it for the end, because leaving it for the end is a grand finale, I understand, but if the people are not even reaching that part, what's the point in putting a grand finale? So I think it's best to put your best attribute, best quality, what you do, what you can do for the company, what you have done so far to draw the attention. So connect early with the audience. The next one that you have to keep in mind while strategizing mentally how to get the attention of the audience is to build a storyline. Stories are very powerful. Whenever you talk about yourself, whether you're talking about yourself or giving a presentation or whatever, if you have a story, then people listen to it. And that is not something that people developed it, they are born with it. Remember, when we were all kids, we used to go to sleep after hearing grandma stories. Whichever part of the world the kid is, they are used to hearing stories at night. And that's how they sleep. So whether you're in US or in Kenya or in India or in Korea, the kids in these countries will listen to the stories before they go to sleep. And that is why people like, because they have grown up like that, they like to hear stories. So make sure that when you talk about yourself, it should come out with 3 to 4 punchline and spaced after 50 seconds each, and the whole narration is like a story, so that it is captivating to the people who want to meet you after this 3 to 4 minutes of video. They eagerly want to meet you and they cannot wait to give you a call. So I think the whole point of building your presentation skill is to basically narrate a story. Now, story narration is not a easy thing to learn. You need to practice. How do you make your story? First, you have to write your script, and then second is you need to practice the narration part of it. And it should not be boring. It should have ups and downs. Your language should be having a lot of ups and downs. It should not be a sort of a static flow, like, hey, remember this story, and if you don't do this, it should be having ups and downs like a typical conversation. So this is important, and it is a part of learning, and that is why I put it in the presentation and etiquette uh, section of the lecture. Now I come to the point of eye contact. Maintaining eye contact is absolutely important. Remember, friends, whenever you have a conversation, it is usually between two persons. And the seasoned speaker actually convert the crowd into one person. Because if you're talking to three person at the same time, you will not be able to hold the conversation. It's impossible. So either you having one is to one conversation, or the smart speaker will convert in their mind mentally their audience into one audience, and so on. And that is why they are able to deliver very powerful speech. If you look at the politicians, they deliver very powerful speech because they are talking one on one. Everyone in the crowd feels this person is talking to me individually. So this is something that you need to maintain, and one of the tricks of maintaining uh, this one is to one conversation with the audience is maintaining eye contact. And because we are talking about video is actually having camera, and through the camera you're talking to the audience. So you have to ensure that you maintain a eye contact with the camera, because in turn camera will record your gestures, and it will be recorded as if you're talking to the audience. Now it doesn't matter how many times your video is played. It could be played 100 times, 500 times, or even 1000 times. Each time it is played, you are having display of your face as if you are maintaining eye contact with the audience. And if there are three people watching your video at the same time, all three of them will feel that this person is talking to me individually. So that is why it's very important, very important trick to maintain eye contact with the camera. Now it's not easy. To maintain eye contact with the camera will require a lot of practice. First thing to do is you can actually use a mirror to practice how do you maintain eye contact with yourself, and then replace it with the camera, and you need to practice it. Before you start getting the final recording rolled out, you need to practice first, starting from practicing yourself reading your script in front of mirror, and then get into the actual recording using the camera, so that you know exactly how it is looking. And always maintain eye contact, because if you don't maintain eye contact and if you start looking here and there, people think that you're getting distracted, and they will then get distracted. And since we're talking about only 3 to 4 minutes of a catchy, effective resume in the video format, you better maintain all the good practices in your video, so that people who are watching you will actually connect with you. And here I like to talk about something which is very important when people get hired. The whole point of physical meeting is to get judged. So when you go and meet hiring managers and chief executives for jobs, then they want to meet you, and with the objective of basically understand your body language, how do you carry yourself, how is your communication, are you trustworthy. So the whole angle of getting hired is basically building trust by physically present, doing the right things, giving the right answers, carrying the right body language. These are all part of building trust. And since we are not physically present, but we are present digitally, one of the things that is most important and that stands out in order to build trust, even though you're not present physically at that point in time, is having consistency. It's a very powerful trait, very powerful word with multiple syllables. So you need to maintain consistency in your conversation to the camera, through your camera to the audience. And this is important because when they are glued to your video, They are able to judge your personality because you're talking to them in a very consistent manner. So I think in order to get called or get hired, um, you need to make your video CV in such a manner that it is consistent throughout. You cannot be talking, jumping from one to other without any major gaps. It has to be consistent. So you need to basically put your mind in either practicing the way you present, or building the right script as per the previous chapter. And you have to look consistent all the time, and that will help you build a trust into the minds of hiring managers and other people who are decision makers. In the end, I like to talk about the practice. The practice stands for rehearse, perform, and repeat. Now, these are the three things you need to constantly keep doing until and unless you are able to churn out a very good quality product, which is very good quality CV. And this is something that you have to do. No matter how people want to help you, they will not be able to help you. Your guru will not be able to help you. Your teacher will not be able to help you. Your elders will not be able to help you. It is you who can help yourself. So that is why whatever tricks I have spoken in the previous chapter, you need to practice them, you need to rehearse them, and if it is not perfect, you need to repeat it. And this is something that has to be done by you. So I think this is something that is important for building the right etiquette, right attitude, and having the right presentation skills in order to produce a good quality video CV, video resume. And hopefully you will understand. You can actually repeat this particular lecture as many times as you want. And if you practice more, rehearse more, and repeat number of times, the video CV will come out very well. And what we are talking about here is like 3 to 2 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes type of a video resume about yourself. So I think you should be able to do that. So I will close my lecture right now, and I'll meet you in the next one. The next one will be about maintaining eye contact with the camera and actual recording. So don't miss that one, and I will catch you in the next lecture. Bye bye for today.